going on, dudes and dudettes? So yes, sadly, of course, not able to report on any good Laker win in game 5. They face a game 6 tomorrow where it's win or go home or stay home, so it's gonna suck. Hopefully a lot of fans are able to show up for the Lakers in that game. I'll get into if AD might play or might not. He was not there. They got blown out. It was pretty bad. No one really helping out LeBron as usual, which sucked, but I don't know. All we can do is hope. But a lot of news today really quick. So yes, USC did get a new recruit in a 4-star wide receiver slash athlete. So I'm assuming he plays defense. I don't know exactly which position, but his name is Kevin Green Jr. He's from Bishop Alemany, I believe, out there in the Valley area. That's cool. Another guy from that school getting on campus next season, so that'll be cool to see. Hopefully he's a pretty good guy. I haven't been able to see his highlights yet. Then two pretty talented guys coming in this year and the following year, and JT Tuimoloau, hope I'm saying that right. He's the #1 player. Pretty much it's either been him or Corey Foreman, who's already at USC, but he's been the #1 guy mostly. He plays defensive tackle, I believe, or tight end. I think he's still going to play defensive tackle, but he is one of the few players that is supposed to be going into college this summer that hasn't really decided where he's going to go or chosen his school. He was kind of waiting for this time to be able to make official visits, which a lot of guys are doing. That's pretty much the reason why that ex-USC defensive tackle I mentioned in the last video, Jay Toya, he thought he felt pressured to pick USC at that time, and he wasn't able to go and visit other schools. But now that he has the chance and the recruiting dead period's been lifted on June 1st, so he's going to take those visits. He might return back to USC, he might not, but that's Coach Helton's philosophy. Let them go get and see what might help them better their future, whether that's coming back to USC or going somewhere else. And let's just hope it's not to UCLA, but maybe he was kind of wanting to move on because this JT guy might be leaning towards USC, even though I've heard he's been more leaning towards Ohio State the past couple months, but you never know. Hopefully USC could get another great guy on that defensive line coming in for this class during the summer. And then also another guy, the cornerback Will Johnson, who was pretty much always saying he was going to join Domani Jackson, who was out of Mater Dei, who signed with USC a couple months ago for not this season but the following season. They always said they were going to team up in college, and it would have been great for any school because they have 2 5-star cornerbacks, but he ended up choosing Michigan, and then Domani later chose USC closer to home. So I know Domani's still waiting to take official visits as well to other schools like Alabama, and Will Johnson actually set his official visit to USC, so hopefully Domani Jackson ends up wanting to stay there and recruit him to stay at USC, where they could both team up again like they've always planned, and it'll be a great present for USC coming in 2022, in my opinion. Then yes, Jason Tatum freaking went off a couple games ago for 50 points. It's pretty much the only reason why they ended up winning that game. I kind of said to someone that if the Celtics even want a chance, he's probably gonna have to average 50, which sucks because it seemed like every game another one of his players was getting injured or out for that game. And on the other side of the Nets, Kyrie Irving, an ex-Duke player as well, was just going off as well with his team. It's going to be hard to stop that 3-headed monster in Brooklyn unless there's an injury or if they face a better defensive team, in my opinion, which that matchup next round against the Bucks is going to be pretty freaking awesome. We're going to be more into that than if the Lakers even do advance in their matchup. But yeah, definitely very happy that the Duke players did very well in their stuff, but the Celtics were swept, and a whole bunch of news came out today. Danny Ainge leaving, and Brad Stevens not the head coach anymore, and they're trying to get Jason Kidd also to coach the Celtics, who's an assistant with the Lakers right now, but I'm going to talk about him later in this video. Hopefully he'll be staying with the Lakers. Then yes, sadly, big news, middle of the day happened. Coach K is going to retire after this fall season coming up, so he'll be the coach for one more year, his 42nd year. then they've already picked a successor as well, which is the one assistant coach I was hoping for this whole entire time, and John Shire, who to me has been a really big reason recruiting wise why a lot of these top talented guys get to come there, and then when they do stay, they are coached up very well by him and the other staff, but definitely him as well. He's a really good guy. I always thought he'd still be even playing in the NBA because of how good of a player he was. Won a championship with Duke when he was there his senior year, but ended up getting poked in the eye pretty badly and ended up going into coaching after that. It's been with Duke for quite a bit now, at least 4 or 5 years if I can remember. And yeah, it's always great to see that they hired someone in-house. It was gonna be hard to get some other person to get, whether it's Quinn Snyder with the Utah Jazz, because his team is doing very well in the NBA. Even Mike Bray, who's a coach at Notre Dame, ex-Duke coach as well. A lot of good candidates out there, but I'm definitely glad they kept it in-house, and if they want to move on from Shire, they can and get another Duke legend. But yes, I've witnessed a bunch of those 1,000+ victories that Coach K has had, and I think he gets to play Kentucky, so it's going to be another top 5 matchup, the first game for Duke this year. So definitely looking forward to that, and hopefully they can send them off a good way. You know, 5-time national championship in college. He was a 5-time Olympic gold medalist because he won 3 as a head coach and 2 assistant coaching as well. He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, college basketball coaches of all time. Definitely gonna miss him a lot. Then they're saying if the Chargers should trade for Zach Ertz. I mentioned that a couple months ago that I thought they should, but now it's even easier because the trade is more likely because there's less money involved. For some reason, once June 1st hit, it's easier to trade these guys because half of their salary went down pretty much in a trade. So hopefully it does happen. I know people are talking about the Bills, but I heard even the Bills don't even want to take a chance yet, but might as well if you're the Chargers for a year. Then Reggie Bush and other guys like Andrew Luck and Marshawn Lynch have been named as finalists for the College Football Hall of Fame for next season. Reggie Bush, out of those 3, he did win the Heisman. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, even though some places recognize the Heisman still and some don't because of the allegations and sanctions that happened. But he should be a first ballot. If not, he better get on there the second time, so both him and Matt Leinart could be in the College Football Hall of Fame already. Then they asked if Caruso will be returning next season because he will be a free agent after this Lakers season whenever it ends. They say because LeBron likes him a lot. As long as LeBron is on the team, then Caruso's on the team. But I don't know, for a guy who usually when guys start playing well when they're on the final year of their deals, and he hasn't really been playing well this season. He played well last year when nobody was really expecting much from him, and now that he has more playing time and more people on him, you know, he wasn't able to perform, and as of right now he's been sucking in this first round, so hopefully he can turn around, and let's hope that the Lakers can make a run. And then yes, of course, JT Daniels, the ex-USC quarterback of Georgia, has now been named like the person with the third best odds to win the Heisman next season in college football. So once again, another reason why the the USC Trojans stink, because they let a very talented guy go, in my opinion. Then miscellaneous news: Zack Snyder, the director of like Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League, all those movies, said that in the first Man of Steel he was considering bringing Joseph Gordon-Levitt's Batman or Robin turned Batman at the end of the Dark Knight Rises movie into that universe and kind of continuing it and making it a bit more darker, but decided not to. I thought it would have been freaking awesome, but too bad. Hopefully, I know Discovery Plus says they kind of want to continue the Snyderverse, but don't know if that's official news or not, but maybe we'll get to see more. You never know. Then, yes, and some Lakers news. So AD has been saying today that he wants to play. He's been feeling a lot better every single day. It was tough to watch the game last night, but he says he wants to play. Hasn't been medically cleared yet, of course, but I'm pretty sure he will be, but hopefully he doesn't just fall down at the feeling of something hurting again, because everything's gonna hurt when it's with your groin, because everything's connected. So hopefully you can play through it. But LeBron is even saying not to rush back. I kind of just thinking that just because LeBron kind of wants Frank Vogel to maybe get fired, or them to move on from Frank Vogel and hire Jason Kidd, or promote Jason Kidd to the head coach. Because Vogel, I know they were trying to talk about extensions at the end of this season, but maybe because it's just a one-year deal left, they might just let him go and then promote Jason Kidd, like I said. So hopefully, maybe that's what's going to happen if it's a first-round exit. Probably won't be if it's a second round, but yeah, if the Lakers lose the game tomorrow or even Saturday, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. I don't mind Jason Kidd, but we'll see what he can do second time around. Thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.